We get closer to the field. South on the field patch and turn south. I mean, if you know they're roasted there, you know. Nothing's behind us, I would say. You should give another call.
Let's go, baby!
So get up there and get him. Your jams. Go down.
Where?
Hey, that's. I mean, look at our setup back there too, Drew. I mean, talk about, you know, coming right where we wanted them to.
That was insane. Where the heck did they come from?
Well, I have to admit, I was snoozing a little bit.
Dead asleep.
Huh?
You were dead asleep.
And I couldn't tell if that gobble was in my dream or real.
That's why I smacked you.
I know. Hey, you know what? It also makes sense now, Drew, is I bet those others, the other weeks, were coming up there and looking out there, looking for the one to be, you know, dusting herself out there like you saw. We had, you know, live bait of things.
Well, it was kind of a crazy morning. We had them right up on the roost, right where we thought they were gonna be. They were gobbling like crazy, and flew down. You know, we could hear them. It was so quiet this morning. We heard them fly down. They couldn't have been more than 100, 150 yards in the woods.
Yeah.
And heard them fly down. They were responding really well to the call, and then they just kind of worked off this way. It looks like there's a field over here, and we've been setting up in this area for the past few weeks, and it seems like they'll fly down and they like to first go to that field over there, and then it seems like 2 or 3 times now we've had it where they've worked over to that field, and then a little bit later in the morning just work back over towards us and start coming into the calls. And every week we've progressively moved closer and closer back to this back line of the property, back where they like to come through the woods here. And I told my dad this morning, I think this is the move that got us, you know, in range of where they were going to be. And sure enough, I mean, we had, Dad was snoozing. I had gotten my phone out, and I was just kind of messing around, waiting. And I hadn't called in a while. There was a lone hen back kind of behind us that was dusting out in the field that I had kind of been keeping an eye on. She wasn't really making any noise or anything. You know, I don't know if that's just, you know, a normal, they're used to that bird being out there and they were coming to check her back out, or, you know, they knew that we were over here from calling this morning. They were just curious, but I'm just sitting there on my phone, and all of a sudden they just hammered at 50 yards, like right over the hill from us. And I quick throw on my gloves, face mask, put my phone down, get cameras turned on, gun up, hit my dad to wake him up, and make sure that he knows that they're coming. He gets the camera on, and man, it wasn't more than a minute after that I see the first head pop up over the hill. And then I saw him pop up over, and then they kind of worked more this way, and I lost them for a second. And then they gobbled again right there, and I could see, oh man, they're close. And then they kind of worked back down on the backside of this hill again, and right into here, and we range found it at 40 yards right in here. It's actually kind of funny. This year has just been full of ups and downs. I mean, we've called I called a bird into 40 yards and missed. My dad and I were out last week and called another one, maybe even these same two birds,
That's
into
right.
40 yards over here and missed. And I got sick of it, and from reviewing the footage, it looked to me like I was getting left. And my brother-in-law and I had sighted in, patterned the shotgun earlier, and it seemed like I had maybe been hitting a little left, so I finally said screw it, and I adjusted it 2 clicks to the right, and right at the same distance, 40 yards, and just laid the smack down on him. I mean, he didn't go anywhere. I came up, and he down, hardly flopping, so it's been a crazy year, so I can't be more happy with this bird. I mean, it was a great morning. It all happened super fast, but that's the fun part about turkey hunting.
Here's our setup. Tucked back in. The other day when we were here, we set up under this little pine over here, and in fact you can see it here.
Well, it started out actually, the first bird I set up at those little pine trees. We had moved from across the field the night before, moved up here, and that was where I missed the first one. And then we moved even closer and moved up under this pine tree. We put a bunch of brush in front of it, and I missed one directly over here. And then we moved up even further because they kept skirting us on this wood line. So
They didn't like this open field at all.
Yeah, we moved up a little closer and set up a brush pile here, and got just where we needed to be.
Not only put brush in front of us, this was already the start of a brush pile.
Mm-hmm.
We just beefed it up, but then we put a bunch behind us too, so they couldn't silhouette us.
Yeah. Decoys out here, but I don't even know I don't think they ever saw them. Yeah, this hen that we saw, it was dusting itself right in here. You can see there's a little feather here, a bunch of tracks. I had looked back through the backside of our blind there, through the pine tree. You could see it sitting here and watched it dust for a while, and then it ended up walking out here in the field. Just walked off that way, and when I shot it, ran back into the woods.